I'm Kajika the Jin, and today I am going to be reviewing this EM minifigure haul. These are unofficial minifigs that are either desired or based off good minifigures that have been made but are really expensive on the aftermarket. Let's dive in and review this haul. So let's start off by talking about the casual ninja here. They all have very nice torsos, not too much leg printing throughout, but I don't really think it's necessary. It's just kind of a desired suit that the Lego company hasn't really made, even though we do have the redesigns version. I guess we never got these classic designs, and I do appreciate them a lot. Cole is a ghost here, which is funny because I've desired this minifigure and a few others here for over a decade, or 9 years depending on when it came out. So it's funny, I have two of him now, but you know, it's pretty nice. I guess I might as well talk about this Cole minifigure too. Pretty solid, I like him. I like the skybound suits in general, so this Ghost Cole is pretty good to have. Okay, next up here we got the future variants of the Ninja. I think Jay's is definitely my favorite because it's based off Ninjago more, who is actually the inspiration of this video. So it's just like the only one based off the official minifig. The rest of them are pretty nice as well. You know, most of them are just kind of copy and paste, just with different colors. I think they do look really amazing. They have the same arm and leg printing, and I just kind of love the designs, the old faces. Just another really nice suit line. Next up, I've got the pajama variants of the Ninja. They're all very nice. I love the pajama designs. I think Jay's is definitely my favorite, which is fair because Jay is my favorite Ninja, and I think his just kind of pops out the most, which now that I've gotten through the main 5 Ninja, I guess I might as well give an overview of the collection. So these are 45 minifigs, and it's been $63.75 on them. And I actually have a second haul on the way, so if anyone checks out this video, I'm probably going to make another one. I mean, either way, I kind of think I want to make another one because this has been fun reviewing so far. So Nia did not actually get variants like the other Ninja, which I'd say is unfortunate, but the only one that really would have been kind of canon is the future one. The casual ones were on EM Minifigs, but that's in the blacksmith shop, and these 3 variants are a lot more desirable. This one I know is very rare, it was in the Bricktober pack, and even though this is still technically unofficial, it's very nice. A lot of detail, I'm happy I have it. But then these 2 here are probably top 5 in my haul. This one has a lot of detail, and it looks just like how it was in the show. NRG, or C-Form Nia, or Naiad, is incredible. I kind of like how the face is kind of squished down, which usually wouldn't be so good, but with the hair, I think it just looks perfect and gives off so much personality. Next up, I got my Wu and Garmadon collection, which I've got these young figures, which are pretty solid. They didn't need a crazy amount of detail, and they're mostly good, even though the faces don't really capture them too well, even though the original faces weren't really anything crazy too. Wu does have a girl kid face though, which is a bit odd, and because he's got the more crazy face for Garmadon. But the teen Garmadon and Wu are amazing. I mean, the Wu one is kind of basic, which I mean he is in the show as well, but the Garmadon is incredible. And I'm not even going to bother buying the Old Town for them just because I like these variants so much. But this Garmadon is also a top 5 figure from the bundle, and I'm definitely really happy with how he turned out. In fact, he can be with his roommate here, Vinny. And for young Wu and Garmadon, I got Ops, the FSM. I'm very happy with this haul as well. So on the topic of Wu and Garmadon, we have the original Elemental Alliance up next to talk about. So I think this is a set of characters is pretty amazing. I wasn't really as attached to the characters, and also I'm a tad disappointed that this is what the 15-year anniversary is based off of. But I do love the details, even though a lot of the characters aren't super developed. I think Levi, Master of Gravity here, is my favorite. And then I guess Hibernus, Jay's mother, and Cole's grandpa are really desirable as well. I love the Sound guy and Dusk, and the Stoner guy looks pretty good as well. And I honestly might say this one is better than the one in the blacksmith shop, just because the helmet is bronze. I know Lego probably is a bit too lazy or cheap, or maybe they just can't do it to get the right helmet, but I love how these turned out, and they are a great set. So next up, I've got these 3 Elemental Masters that I've desired for like a decade. I love Tournament of Elements, I grew up on it, and when I was younger, I remember I wanted all the Elemental Master figs. I made really bad sig figs, so it is incredible actually having them in hand. well, unofficial versions. But yeah, this is Shade, Master of Shadow, Ash, Master of Smoke, and Griffin Turner, Master of Speed. I was telling my friend all about these minifigures earlier today, and he bursted out laughing, saying none of those 3 things are elemental powers. And I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, you're right, they're not. But I mean, if you grew up on Ninjago, then you know you'll love it. I mean, it's kind of funny that he did call that out. And I guess to accompany them, I've got their biggest rivals, Gravis, Master of Gravity, and I guess Kai kind of had beef with both Ash and Shade to an extent. I also got Karloff here because you know everybody loves Karloff. And yeah, I guess funny enough, I told my friend about like the Master of Metal as well, and he was all like, what, there's no way that's an element as well. Which, I mean, I don't know, it's just hilarious tearing that apart, even though I don't really mind what isn't in film. It was just hilarious. So I want to apologize. I noticed I've been doing a lot of glazing through this video, or not really reviewing. It's kind of fanboying. I guess I should probably say it is kind of an off-brand website. Not everything is perfect here. I think there are 6 minifigures in particular that were frustrating to build or just really work out as well. That leads me into my Sons of Garmadon thing, which I'll say Casual Harumi is the only one of these 4 that I didn't have a big problem with. I love the design. I wasn't going to go out of my way to buy that new workshop set, so I think this is a good alternative. Got Mr. E and then a green Mr. E, just because I can make this dumb joke now. I have Mr. E, Mr. F, and Mr. G. Get it? G, because green. Very funny, I know. But they both look decent, even though the mask kind of pushes the helmet up and the visor is really weak. It does not stay on that well for either of them. I guess the helmet does kind of mess with their faces, even though it is just eyes, so not a huge complaint. This Harumi is also very desired, but the mask here just pops out in such a weird way. It doesn't really clip on right, and it kind of throws me off with the fig, even though I do like the details and everything. It's a bit disappointing. I guess this one does have the Oni mask and all that, and oddly enough, the Oni mask does not really stay connected to the helmet like that well at all, unless it's popped up, which, funny enough, I was messing around and I found out it does clip on the wood kind of nicely. Like if I do this, it stays on. It kind of suctions onto the hair and it looks pretty great. This is a bit of a disappointing portion, but Casual Harumi definitely was the best part about it. So now I'm going to show off some villains from late in the revival era. I guess Kanji-Kan isn't really a villain, but didn't know a better spot to put him in. I am going to remove the swords though, because they kind of get in the way. So the Time Twins, funny enough, one of them turned out great, one of them is a bit disappointing. So Acronics here almost looks official, it's amazing, and the Time Blade pieces themselves are pretty cool. I've never actually touched the official ones, so I don't know if they're supposed to kind of suction in the way they do, but it's a bit weird. The hairpiece looks great as well. Oh, strats. I like the detail with the AirPod here. Even though Crux seems like he should be the exact same, he's a bit more flawed with this fig. The eyes, you can tell, kind of poke up a little bit, and I guess it looks fine with the hood on, but when you take it off, and then the face on the back is appreciated, but it also looks a bit weird with the hair, and it didn't turn out the best. And also this hand is very loose. Like, did you see how easy that popped out? So definitely a bit disappointing, but you know, Electronics turned out well, so I'm not going to complain too much. But Nauticon and Kanji-Kan. So Nauticon I've definitely wanted ever since he came out. I don't know if it's a hot take to say this in the modern day 2025, but Skybound is my favorite season, so actually having a Nauticon is pretty amazing. I'm not going to cheer up and joy right now though. I am pretty happy to have him though. Surprisingly, Kanji-Kan's the MVP here. I love the detail with him. I had a bit of trouble putting the armor on at first and trying to combine it with the hairpiece, but I was able to figure that out. He just looks amazing. He's definitely one of my top 5 figures as well here, and I just love the detail on him overall. Okay, so here's 4 miscellaneous figures that I have. I didn't really know where else to put them in. Here they are. So Sensei Yang was probably the most frustrating minifigure to put together. I love having him in the collection, but putting the beard and the head together was so painful. It was already kind of stressful. I had to put 98 hands on the arms because there were a few 4-arm minifigs, and that hurt a lot. My fingers are busted. Caden told me that it didn't really feel the best either. But the beard was so much worse. Like, that took forever. But I do like how he turned out. I will say he's one of the 6 disappointments though. The one I would say is probably Echo Zane. I think it's not a big deal that he's super finicky when I move his arms. You can kind of... It's slightly, you can hear it, and the face is kind of shrunk down. If you look at the legs, they are very thick for a Lego, but I guess since Echo Zane is already supposed to be kind of like a knockoff Zane, I think it's okay. It kind of fits the vibe. I don't know why I had this weapon, but it looks cool. I like the pieces with it, Technoblade. And then Dorama is surprisingly the only Dragon Rising's minifig in the haul. I'm definitely hoping to get some of the new ones once I make some money, because I kind of ran out after my last haul, the next one. Okay, sorry, I had to stop the recording there for a second. Let me make sure it back up. But Dorama is the only Dragon's Rising character that I have from this haul. He's pretty solid. I think the fact that he doesn't have the purple glitter kind of makes the figure a bit mid, but that's Lego's fault, not the company. So this is very accurate to the actual figure, and I don't even know how they managed to do the purple glitter, so I think it's a good one. And I know everybody hates him in the show, but I kind of appreciate the Rogues Gallery, even if he is a little annoying. I definitely don't think he's as annoying as some of the other characters. Lastly, Oni Lloyd, which, funny enough, I only got this figure so I could get the extra arms, because I've already got this Oni Lloyd, but if you look at these side by side, you can't even tell that one's real and which one's not. And the fact that it came with the face is also awesome, and I love these purple power blasts. This is another one of my top 5, which I will definitely show off my top 5 from this whole haul. Okay, to cap off this overview, I would like to tell you my 5 favorite minifigures from the haul. Kanjikan, Apartment Garmadon, Seabound Nia, Season 10 Nia, and Oni Lloyd. I highly recommend getting all these ones, 10 out of 10s. These exclusive ninja variants here, designs that have never been made. This Futures J is the only one that has a minifigure, but it's not that easy to get, so these are also highly recommended. Going back here, these ones don't have completed minifigures or existing minifigures, so I highly recommend these ones, even though Cole's grandpa's going to be in the blacksmith shop. That helmet is not in the right color, so this is the only way to get that, I think. This Garmadon doesn't exist yet, and this Humi does not have the legs in the official version. These 8, I still can recommend, even though there are probably better ways to get them than EM Minifigs. I guess we don't know how these 3 are going to turn out, but yeah, this isn't the only way you can get them. So these 5, I have a bit of a harder time recommending. This Wu has a lot of existing parts, so none of the pieces are really special or hard to find. The Shade and Turner are pretty stiff. They look good, but if you try and move around the joints and stuff, they are very hard to move around. But it's a little hard to get them now. Young Garmadon and Young Wu have a lot of basic parts, and the faces aren't that accurate, but they do get the job done. And lastly, for these 7, they are the ones I have a harder time recommending. They look fine on a shelf, but Gang was painful to put together. Echo Zane is very finicky. And the Ash one is stiff, and if you see with the mask here, it's a little off, and it's really hard to get the head off. And then I already brought up the Crux's problems earlier. For these ones, they are also kind of loose pieces and stiff, and the masks aren't really the best. Okay, so if you stayed at the end of the video, thank you. I'm really glad you watched the whole video. I hope you enjoyed my overview / review / reaction to this giant haul, and I hope you all have a great day. Thank you once again, and yeah, have a good one.